to show you how to play Apache by the Shadows. If you want the letter notes for that, go to LetterNotePlayer.com. I have them there for you. Well, let's start off and go through it one riff after the other. It starts off with an open fifth, like a tom-tom sound. And you got in fours, there's 4 4s. And then you end right there. Now you want to emphasize the first one just like you would with drums, but then you want to take a quick enough tempo too, because if you don't take a fast enough tempo, then it'll go too slow for the whole thing. So you got to set that tempo right off the bat, about this tempo. Now once you get that, you have your first riff, which is A, C, E flat, E, D, C, D, A, G, E, A, C, E flat, E, D. So you have the A and the E, A and D, A and E. So you're basically going between an A minor sound and a D minor sound. But all we're going to play is the A and the E, open fifth, A and the D, open fourth. And that starts you for the next riff. When you end up on that E, and that'll start that next riff, which is E, A, F sharp, E, D, E. Now the A minor scale is like C major. C major has no sharps, no flats, all white keys. A minor. But usually we raise the F sharp and sometimes the G sharp. And sometimes we do it going up and down. But when you play a D chord, we usually put that F sharp in there. We don't usually play a D minor, we'll put that F sharp in there. So that's what's here. He's got E, A, F sharp, E, D, E. We do it again. Then we go up to a D. A, D, B, A, G, A. Back down to the E, A, so you start on E, A, then you start on A, D, and then you're back to the E, A. Now when your harmony for that is you're going to have, then we go to a D. So the rhythm is A and E, D, A, D, F sharp, back to the A and the E. Then we go to a D and an A to a D, G, B. So you're going from an A to a D chord, and then you're going from a D to a G chord, back to the D. Whether it's A minor, D minor, or D major sound there, you'd have to think about it. All we've got is the D and the A. We've got an open sound right there. So we've got an A and the E to D major sound, back to the A and the E. Then we've got D and the A to G major sound, back to D and the A. And then we go back to the A and the E to D major. So we've got those first two riffs. That gives the introduction and then the verse and of course, you got the bass in there, which rhythmically, once you get it, you've got most of the piece. Then we go to this, it sounds like horses galloping. All you're going to do, we're going to be playing off of an F harmony, and we'll have F, C in the bass. Then we go back to the F and the C in the bass. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in the right hand, you're just going to have C, 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 F, 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 C, 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 F. So. Second time, you do it again. And you just stay on that E. And you put them together and it sounds like. And I play it with these two fingers. You can play it with any fingers you want, but and I use my ring finger there and my thumb. So. And you can always slow it down to practice it. But it doesn't sound as good. If you keep it up to tempo, it sounds like horses. Chord there, an F chord with C on the bass, C, F, A, and we walk up to a G chord, D, G, B. So the F is in the center, the G is in the center, and then we're going to a C chord with the C on top, E, G, C, to an A minor chord, da da da, G chord, da da, C chord, da da. C. Okay, so let me get to that, but let me show you the right hand riff. F, A, C, B, C, D, and then a triplet E, D, C, B, A. F, A, C, B, C, D, G. Now here we're going to have, so we're going to go to a C7 by adding the G and the B flat. So we'll go play. All you'll play is E, G, G, and B flat, but you'll do all the rhythm in the bass. So the E goes with the C chord, and the A goes with the A minor chord. Back to the now here all they do is they do an alternative for the verse. They do an alternate verse, so they're adding a little rhythmic vitality on the guitar there. They do it again. And you want to rush that pickup note. And they do it again. And then they do just the same way with the going up to the A, D. So you play the same notes as you do on the verse, you just add that dot, 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 dot. And then we go back to. So the way I've got it set up on the letter notes is you can play each riff independently with the right hand, but without adding the left hand to it. So you get it down in your right hand. So you can do that, and then. And then you can go. And then we go back to that bridge section. And then we've got. So you can practice it all without the left hand. But when you put the left hand with that next section there, so you've got you're coming out of. Now this time on the left hand you just go pop, pop, pop. So that the right hand comes out there. And you can hold that E through, or you can let it off somewhere in there. Back to that chorus. So that's C F A, D G B, E G C, E A C. Back to that little bridge. And then we close it out like we started. And get lighter each time. And you can do it, I think they do it 4 times. You can do it as many as 6. You can do it as few as 3. But you need to do it at least that many times. And just lighten up each time. And then we'll just end with open A, E, E, A. If you want to add that C in, you can. But it doesn't really add to it. It does add to the harmony. But it breaks up that open 4th sound. So you got... There you have it, Apache by the Shadows. Hope you enjoy playing it.